Holy cow, HC Nation, I am in the middle of the polar vortex, or whatever they call it. It is freezing out here. Why I'm out here? It's because I'm starting up something new. And I know I'm always starting up something new, but I want to find things at work. And since I'm already running and walking every morning, I might as well bring you on those walks and get some information out and create videos. So if I can't post that day, you'll have something to see, because I want you to know that I'm always there for you guys. So I'm going to give you little hints and tips about life, about history, and so forth. So this one's really cool. I wanted to talk to you about one of the new cards in the booster pack. So this is the expansion, the booster packs. Let me explain this a little bit. So we got starter packs, which are the 51 cards. Everyone needs a starter pack to play. We have the expansion packs, which are non-randomized cards on one era. And then we now have the booster packs, and everyone's like, well, you said you weren't going to do booster packs. Oh, it's completely right. I was not going to do booster packs. And then I had players that were talking to me about it, and they had such great logic. And I said, sure, we will try it out. Their idea was, for example, there are so many different eras that I could focus on with creating booster packs. And yet, when am I actually going to get to that one era? There's a lot of people that have wanted these cards to come out. And also from the Create Your Own Card contest. The Create Your Own Card contest, people give hundreds of entries, and I only pick 12 of them. So 12 entries out of, so it's like a 1% of all the cards all the entries that are put in there. And those people never see the light of day in cards, because if I'm just focusing on different eras, or doing a 50 card pack, which is, I could only do one of those a year because they're just so expensive to produce. And plus I'm already up to 7 of them. That's a lot for someone to buy. So I'd go to 8, I'd go to 15, I'd go to 20. That's a lot of starter packs. So these players that I was talking to, they wanted me to produce a randomized deck with some of their ideas from the Create Your Own Card contest. So if you entered into the Create Your Own Card contest, the randomized decks will most likely have your cards at some point, whether they have them right away or they have them later on. So this is really cool, because now we can say, well, it's not just the top 12, but if you send your entries into the Create Your Own Card contest, which starts September 1st and goes till December 1st every year, then you might just make it into the randomized decks if you're not in the top 12. Wouldn't that be cool, being able to say, hey, I've got one of these cards, I entered that, and now they put it into production. I think that's cool. They had a great point, the players that told me to do this, or that asked me to do this. And I said, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's try this out. So if you entered a card into the Create Your Own Card contest, your card might be in the randomized decks. There's actually a good chance of it, too, because we're going to try to draw from that. We're also going to bring back some of the rare cards, but we're not going to be producing the rare cards. I said I'd never reproduce the rare cards. We get one print of the rare cards, and that's it. But it does not mean we cannot make the rare cards, those same people, and put them in the game for everyone to enjoy. So keep your rare cards, keep them safe. They are rare and they won't be reproduced, and it's hard to actually get those rare cards now, especially since we started up the new rare card earning program, which has 2 cards in it, not just 1. So you can't go back in time and do all those extra cards. Let's see. The story I was going to tell you about actually was entered by my historian's daughter 2 years ago, and this year somebody else entered it as well. It's called the Night Witches. He had so much fun telling me this, and just so you know, my historian is like the master storyteller. He loves telling people about different things that happen and sharing his knowledge about all these different really cool stories in history. And so the Night Witches was during, I'm hoping I get this all right, so you should look it up yourself, get all the information, the exact information, and get the randomized decks. You'll get a Night Witch, and you'll be able to check the information on there. I'm just doing off my mind right now what I heard from him a little while ago, and also so this is the story as far as I remember it correctly. So the Night Witches, World War II, there was bomb raids. A lot of the Germans were able to set up radars to to track flights and all these different, like listening to the skies, able to track with radar when it actually first came out. I think it was radar, but they were able to know where people were flying in from just by listening to the engines that were flying. And so they could sense those airplanes coming in. Well, the cool thing is that the night witches, they used very primitive airplanes from World War I and these were women. They got on these planes, they wanted to play a part. They didn't know how to play a part. So they actually took these planes and they went low down, close to the ground, basically. Flew low and were able to fly fairly silent. So as they flew, they were able to drop things, drop bombs and such, and grenades on the unexpected Germans. They couldn't hear them, so they didn't expect them to be flying in and dropping things. And they were also, because they were silent, they weren't able to shoot them down. They couldn't find them. So this was really cool. Now, again, I'm probably butchering the story just a little bit because I'm doing it off memory. So look them up. It's called Night Witches during World War II. Check them out. It's a great story of innovation and women that are not talked about in World War II. This is just one of the cards that's going to be into the randomized decks, and it's thanks to my historian's daughter 2 years ago, and somebody else. Again, I wish I had the name on hand, but someone else from this year. And even though they didn't make it on the top 12, which that was one of the stories I actually wished was going to make it onto the top 12, is now in the randomized booster packs. So check those out. They should be coming out in about a month. We're not doing pre-orders. We decided to do away with those. We'll be selling them to our retailers first for them to be able to get some sales off them before we do. Just as a little benefit for the retailers, and also our ambassadors. We'll probably sell it to the ambassadors as well. And then if you go to the conventions. So those are 3 ways of getting them before we start selling them online. So I hope to talk to you soon. Take care. Oh, also one thing, the reason why it's taking so long for those randomized decks is because China right now is going into their Chinese New Year. And that is really interesting because everyone just takes off for the whole week. So for Christmas vacation, most of the times, the parents have to actually take off work, take vacation time to get time off at their work. But in China, it's almost mandated. Everyone just quits. Everyone just doesn't quit. They go on vacation. And they go on vacation for 1 to 2 weeks. How cool would that be? Being able to take off at the same time, even if I was given that, you know I wouldn't take it. I'd still be working. I like doing work. It's fun. I enjoy what I do, especially because I'm helping you guys out. I'm conversing with you guys, talking about all these different great things. And it's just fun. So, hope to catch you next time on again, I have no idea what day this is. It's just fun to fill these in. So another filler day. And catch us tomorrow, if it's a weekday. Again, I don't even know what day we are. So we'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.